I know this isn't the popular opinion, but I had more fun watching the sequel than I did the original. I liked the original, I thought it was fine. The family dynamic was no doubt better than this one. The cast in this movie just don't really have chemistry, and I don't believe them to be a couple. But I had more fun with this one. It actually has the stereotype that black people die in horror movies first, which I only find ironic because James counted this movie before the blackening, and he didn't use this as an example. Like, the first kill in this movie is the stepfather's, who's now goes by Gene, killing his, like, rehabilitist, who is black, by stabbing him in the back of the neck. And he's just really overjoyed when he thinks he's helping the stepfather. He must really love his job. And he just like starts nodding his head along and smiling when writing down stuff with his back turned to what the stepfather said to him. It made him really happy. It's a really stupid kill. And then, there's another stupid kill. The officer that is kind of rude to the stepfather comes in, and he comes in backwards, which sometimes happen in horror movies. I've personally never noticed it, but I noticed it immediately in this movie. Who walks in backwards and closes the door while looking at the door? Like, just pull the door shut while you're walking in. It's so, of course, he gets killed by the stepfather. It's pretty off screen. I honestly kind of liked the kill. It made me nostalgic for older movies where he slams this guy's hand in a car. It's you can just imagine what happened to him after. I've always been someone to say that off-screen kills can be good. Not always, but they can be good. I liked that one. Him slamming the fucking guy's hands in the door and him screaming. And there's even a little hint that he's gonna kill him because he says the trunk's pretty roomy. And of course, he puts his body in the trunk. I like that. It's just a fun movie, in my opinion. There are stupid stuff like how he pretends that he can't cook and he only buys frozen dinners. And she has a stupid line about, the secret about cooking, getting someone else to do it for you. So she invites him over, cooks for him. Her son eventually leaves and starts throwing the ball at the house. And it's clearly bothering her and him. So, you know what he does? He goes out there and shows him how to properly throw the ball at the house so he can keep catching it. And she just lets him go outside and go check on her son, this random man that she barely knows. Like, okay, you're just gonna let this guy go check on your son when he's annoyed by something. You don't know what he's gonna do. He might go out there and slap your kid, which he doesn't, but still. You let a stranger go check on your child. That's just kind of weird. She does follow him outside like a minute later, and she watches them like bond and smiles. It's stupid. I don't know. I said, there's a lot of stupid stuff about this movie, but I did like it. He ends up killing the girl's friend later by choking her. I didn't care for that kill. Um, what was really funny about though is she does like illegal shit to prove that he's a bad person, like going through his mail and stuff. Like, that's illegal. He treats it like it's like just not a nice thing. I believe it's a felony to open mail. I mean, it's at least a big offense. I know you're not supposed to open other people's mail. So she's just like opening other people's mails just because she's suspicious of this guy. And one of his mail ends up being fucking mail for his high school of the person he's pretending to be. And the person he's pretending to be is a dead black guy. The only reason I mention his race It's because at a pretty funny scene, she's like being kind of smug about it. I thought it was kind of funny. She's not like too much of an asshole about it. Um, she's like, "Oh, here's the school reunion photo. You've changed a lot since then. I couldn't recognize you." And he's like, "It's been," and he says something like, "It's been like 20 years. I'm a grown man now. Of course, I've changed." And she shows him the picture, and it's a fucking black class. And yeah, he's like, he like kind of like, I think he like pops his lips or something, like licks him or something. Like he knows he's fucked, and he's like, "No, not that much." I love his delivery of that line. Like he's a lot of fun to watch in this movie. At times goofy. He also, I think this part I thought was kind of stupid. He stupidly invites the girl he likes, his husband, over, her ex-husband, tells her about it, like it, and kills him. I mean, he pretends that like he skipped town and he like saw through his facade and blah blah blah. It just weird that people know that somebody's going to come to your house and you're going to kill him. That doesn't seem very well thought through. Him driving the car around and fucking it up so it still fits in place in the junkyard with all the other cars was hilarious. Like when he hits the hood and the guy's in the back of the hood. I mean, and he's in the back of the trunk. Like he drives backwards into something and he's in the back of the trunk. And he asks him if he's alright, which obviously he isn't. He's fucking dead. I thought that was funny. Once the car is fucked up enough, he like parks it and then it gets destroyed. I don't know if that will work. I don't want to like look into it, but I think cars would have to be cataloged that are in the junkyard, right? Wouldn't they be like, "Oh, that car's not supposed to be destroyed. Why is it here?" But since I don't know if that's a thing or not, I guess I can't criticize it. And the next day the car's getting crushed with him inside it, and he's got rid of the evidence. He also does this thing where he whistles after he kills people. He did that in the first movie, but he never got caught for it. In this movie, he does. He kills the main character's friend, and then he whistles while in the yard, and her neighbor, a blind guy who's introduced in this scene, which that's just lazy writing. He shows up to be like, "Oh yeah, I heard whistling. This guy might have killed somebody." And then he's just not in the movie again. He's just there to get the mom to be a little bit more suspicious and put things together about the stepfather later in the movie. Also, I wasn't a big fan of her because she gets mad at him for having more traditional, morals. Like he wants to wait until marriage to have sex, and she just is really pissed about it and leaves. Like, that's kind of an asshole thing to do. He's allowed to have that opinion. I don't think the stepdad's a nice guy. He was clearly had some very sexist traditional values in the first movie, which, I don't like sexism. I think most people shouldn't. That's apparently a hot take now a lot of days, because there's a lot of sexism still being thrown around on fucking podcast. But there's nothing really wrong with someone just wanting to wait till marriage to have sex. And she just gets like really pissy about it. And he decides to end up having sex with her before marriage because, he's got to get her off his back now and distract her because her friend was supposed to call her at a certain time. Which leads to a funny scene later where he's like listing things that he's mad at her about, and he's like, "I had sex with you." Out of context, it's fucking funny. But yeah, she was trying to pressure him into having sex Sure, later it's like him choosing to do it just to hide the facade of him being a bad person. He also survived the last movie, and he's only got like a little scar on his stomach. There's a few more scars you see, but at first it's like just one scar. I don't know where the other ones came from. Maybe it's from previous victims stabbing him. I'd only remembered him being stabbed like once in the first movie. But yeah, the movie ends with him getting like stabbed by the wife, and he survives again. There's a third one with a new actor, and there's also a remake. Honestly, if it's on anything, I might watch the remake and might as well watch the third one. Because the remake has the actor from Superman and Lois in it. Like, not Superman himself, but the guy that plays Lois's dad plays the fucking stepfather, I think. Because I went to the cast and he's there. I think he plays the stepfather. I don't know what his role would be if it wasn't the stepfather. But yeah, there was definitely elements of the first movie that did better, but when I look for movies, if one's more entertaining than the other, I'm gonna like the other one more. I think the first one had some better kills and better character dynamics, but I was overall more entertained by this movie, and it wasn't that bad. I don't know if the remake are gonna be good or the third one's gonna be good, but I enjoyed this one. Not too bad of a movie. I do want to say I don't know why there's a little girl and a dog on the cover, because the family he's trying to worm his way into is just a wife and a kid, and the kid's a boy. Yeah, this movie was fine. He does have one thing that's become more well known as a sexist thing nowadays. I don't think it was really a thing back then. It might have been, where he says boys will be boys in one scene, but it's just about the kid playing playing on a skateboard. It's not inherently sexist in the way he's using it. But I guess that's really all I have to say about this movie. It's a decent horror movie. I thought the kills were fine. And yeah, overall it's a decent sequel. I didn't really hit plan to watch it until James made a kill count on it. My next review will be this Japanese horror movie called Ichi the Killer. Really enjoyed that movie.